What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of BizBuzz Live. I'm your host, Chris Muzan. We got some exciting stuff for you today. The last Friday of August, 8 months of the year about to be completely done. And now we're headed into that final stretch of the year, September, October, November, December, right before quarter four. Are we in the right position? That's the question. Are we in the right position to be able to succeed financially in our careers, in our jobs, in our businesses? And if not, what career moves can you make or should you be making to make sure you end out 2025 the right way? We're going to talk about it today on today's show. Stick around. Yes, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of BizBuzz Live. I'm your host, Chris Muzan, talking all things finances with you. So glad that you could join us. So glad we could be back to do this for another Friday. Man, it's the last Friday of August. How'd your summer hold up for you? How was it? Did you do all the things you wanted to do? Did you travel to the places you wanted to travel to? Did you hang out with the family? Did you spend time relaxing and refreshing and rejuvenating and recovering? All the R words. Did you do those things over the summer, or do we have a little bit left that we need to still get done? I hope all of you had a great summer. I hope all of you did the things that you wanted to do. And now as we head into a brand new month, we're about to head into September. September happens to be Life Insurance Awareness Month. So you guys are going to hear me talking a lot about one of the things that is really near and dear to us and important in your financial picture, which is your protection. It's always great to be able to grow something really amazing, but do you have any downside protection in case things happen? I know we don't always want to think about it, but that's a question that we're going to be covering a lot in the month of September. But again, the reason why we have this show, the reason why we started BizBuzz Live here on LinkedIn and YouTube is because we want to have this conversation around cash flow. Again, being in the financial space for over a decade and helping tons and tons of people with their money and getting down and what I used to say proverbially, lifting up the hood under their financial life, right? You know how you lift up the hood under a car to check to see like kind of what's happening and what's going on. Oh, I'm glad I caught that. My computer could have died. I would have been off like that. But it's charging. Anyway, you know how people lift up the hood under their car to check it out, to do a tune-up, to make sure the engines and the oils are good and the fluids are right and all the things. Well, that's the same thing I've been doing in people's financial life for years. To just lift up the hood and figure out, okay, we got this V8 engine or this V12 engine or whatever, this high horsepower, low horsepower. Okay, the car needs oil. Okay, you just need to rotate this. Okay, this is going to break in a minute. We need a new van, right? We analyze people's finances. We strategize with them to figure out where they sit and then where they want to go. Some of the, whether people sit with us about insurance protection or whether it's about their estate plan or their investment portfolio or just their debts or whatever they're struggling with financially, inevitably our conversations have to come back to, or sometimes they start with, their cash flow. What comes in and what goes out? How much are you bringing in and in what ways? And then where does it all go? And so that conversation over time is where a lot of times we skip past and we don't focus on, but we want to bring that back. I think the financial industry has done an okay job of teaching people how to budget and how to track their money and kind of having spreadsheets and pie charts and graphs of knowing where your money's going. Tons of Etsy budgeting workbooks being sold, plenty of Dave Ramsey courses being sold. I think that side is all fine and well and dandy. But the other side is how have we been taught how to make money, how to earn money, how to bring more into our possession? How do we go from making 3,000 a month to 5,000 a month to 8,000 a month to 10,000 a month to 15,000 a month to 25,000 a month to 30? Like, how do you increase your earning power, your ability to earn money? That's a conversation I don't think enough of us have and enough of us talk about. And so that's why we have these conversations here on BizBuzz, is to talk about the top end, whether you work at a job and you want to climb the corporate ladder. You know, I was just having this conversation with some friends of ours. Actually, I had a couple different times with a couple different friends. It's funny how, again, a lot of people are in the same spot in varying degrees, but don't talk to people about it, right? They talk to us about it. So we get a chance to hear all the stories and hear all the thoughts and mindsets of what people are doing. But either way, for people that are climbing the corporate ladder, okay, I probably should do a whole show about this where we talk about how to play the game, how to play the game, how to play the earning money game. There's two ways to play the game. There's the corporate ladder game. And for those of you that want to do it on a serious level, right? Obviously, there's millions of ways to earn money. But if you want to do it on a serious level where this is something that creates your lifestyle and you have more than you need and you live in abundance and you have savings and you're out of debt and financially your foundation is good, you're playing two games. You're either playing the corporate America game, right, climbing the corporate ladder, or you're playing the entrepreneurship game where you're taking ownership and creating things. That's really the game that you're playing. There's a middle game, I believe. If I do this show or do this episode, the middle game might be intrapreneurship. I have a really great example of a really good friend of mine that kind of went that direction and is fully in the intrapreneur side, or started in the entrepreneur side. I don't know if he would still call himself an entrepreneur, but possibly. So that's a whole nother kind of niche inside of the ways that we create income. But really, it's just the employee side, the corporate America side, and then the entrepreneurship side. But learning how to play each of those games is important if you want to earn money. I'm going to save it because I really do. I think I do want to do this as a show. Maybe we do this next Friday. Maybe we do it the Friday after that. I'm not sure. But either way, understanding the corporate America game, I understand it very well. And I understand how to play the game very well. And I think most people don't know how to play the game of corporate America, how you get what you want, how you get the raises, how you get the bonuses, how you become loyal to a company, how you never go without having a job. Do you know that, right? Like if you play the corporate America game right, you'll never not have a job. I know most people just don't know how to play the game. They're just not good at earning money on that side. But I know if I had any desire to play the corporate America game, which I don't, but if I had any desire, I'd be good at it. I know how to play it. I know how to get to the level of income I need to and always have a job. I choose to play the entrepreneurship game where we take ownership, where we create, where we sell, where we market, where we get attention. We build something that's important to people, to ourselves. There's a mission behind it, right? All the stuff. Both of those two sides. You got to figure out how you're going to play the game. You're going to figure out. So we'll do another show about that. Today, regardless of where you see your career or regardless of the moves that you think or the things you think you want to make happen, you got to understand some moves, some career moves, some things you can start doing right now as you head into these last 4 months of the year. If you want to really start shifting your career and getting to the place where you're making all the income that you want. I'm going to give you a couple generic things here. Pretty generic. What show is that? Bobby Generic. Bobby Generic. That was a show. Was it King of the Hill? I don't remember. Bobby Generic. Anyway, I'm going to give you the five things, generic things that you can start doing before the end of the year if you need to get some clarity, if you need to make some moves come 2026, because I know you're already going to get prepared for it. I want you to be prepared for it. Drake has a line in his song where he says, I'm more concerned with people thinking about Christmas in August. All right. Are you thinking it's August? It's August is ending, but I'm helping you think about Christmas. I'm helping you think about what December looks like. Are you going to have a cash Christmas? Are you going to have a cash Christmas, or is it all going back on the credit card again? And then we spend another 3, 4, 5 months paying it off. Not this year, but there's 5 career moves that you can start paying attention to that are going to help you. Okay. So number one, update your social profiles. Okay. I know you might not understand how this helps your career, but there's a statistic. A large percentage of people are finding their clients or their next jobs using social media. Okay. Whether you own a business or whether you're an employee, there's a large amount of people. I don't know the exact numbers, but there's a large amount of people that are finding their next position, their next job, or their next client or customer using social media profiles. All of them. We're here on LinkedIn and YouTube. This could also be Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or Twitch or X or Snapchat or any of the places that you have a social profile. But you got to update it, right? If you want to, again, play in the long game here, but if you want to make some of these career moves, you got to refresh your accomplishments, highlight your new skills, update your profile picture. Make sure your profile reflects where you want to go and not just where you've been. Do that on LinkedIn. Do that across the other platforms. But this is how people will start to see you. Again, this is a small, subtle thing that you can add in to help you start to make some of these career moves possible. But that's one of the first things you want to do is update your social profiles. If you have an old picture here on LinkedIn, if you have old content from Facebook and you haven't updated it in 10 years, now's the time to do it. If you want some shifts in your career, if you want to make some shifts in your career, because this is where people are going to start finding you and seeing you. Okay. So that's number one. Number one, update your social profiles. Number two, it's time to strengthen your network intentionally. Intentionally strengthen your network. You've all heard the saying, your network is your net worth, right? That means the people that you spend the most time with, the people that you talk to, the people that are in your network, that are in your associations, that you can text, that you sit down with, that you have coffee with, that you see often. This is your network of people. This will determine your net worth. It'll determine the assets you're able to grow. So you have to be intentional about strengthening your network. Reach out to old colleagues. Connect with people that you used to go to school with, someone that you attended events with. And then if you want to take the next step of building the network, start putting some things on the calendar. Be intentional about having 2 coffee dates in the month of September with some people that are just outside of your network or are in your network, but you're not as close to them. Like, be intentional about taking that lunch date or doing that breakfast thing or having coffee or meeting up for happy hour or whatever the thing is to help you strengthen your network intentionally. Like the people that you would want to be around, the people that you want to build with, the people that you foresee have a better job or are in a career or an industry you want to get into, but you have some relationship with them. You have to be intentional about this. People will take you places that your talent can't take you. Like, just because you're talented, you might not get into that room. You might not be able to make that money that you wanted to in that business. But if you have the right relationships, those relationships will help you open those doors. So if you want to make some of these career moves, you want to start thinking about your career, start planting the seeds, doing the groundwork. That's what these 5 things are. This is the groundwork for how we go off and do that. So you got to strengthen your network intentionally. Okay. So we got update your social profiles, and then we got strengthen your network. Get around the right people. Get around people that you want to grow with. Okay. Third thing, work on a skill gap. Work on a key skill gap. Identify a weakness that could hold you back in your career. I was having a conversation with someone yesterday, just yesterday. We were talking about kind of their next steps and where they're headed. And she admittedly was like, and this is probably many of you, that's why I'm bringing it up. She admittedly was like, I'm not good with technology, right? I'm not good with technology at all. It's one of those areas I really struggle with. I have my son help me out with these types of things, right? Like that stuff. I know that's many of you on LinkedIn, right? Many of you just feel like you're behind in technology. Well, if you know that that's something that's a challenge, improve it. That's your own personal work. There's no job asking you to do it. There's no boss coming in. This is not your professor telling you need to learn this. This is you knowing that you have a deficiency in something that's going to be important over time for us earning money. It's going to be important. Okay. So because of that, you should probably take the necessary steps to get better, to improve. If you know you're not good at technology, practice it. Go to YouTube University, Google some things, Chat GPT some things, practice it. Every day, take 30 minutes. Something I shared with my daughter, my young 8-year-old daughter, which again applies to adults. A lot of the things that I teach her, I wish adults understood. But if you practice something for 20 minutes a day for the whole year, you'll be like 90% better. You'll be in like the 90th percentile of skills of people that do that thing. So I did this with my daughter with piano, right? Getting her to actually practice piano. I was like, hey, if you just practice 20 minutes a day for the whole year, like every day, 20 minutes a day, you will be better than 90% of the other 9-year-olds that play piano. It's just natural, right? Like you're practicing it, you get better, you improve that skill. Most people don't practice their stuff. Same thing as adults. You didn't come out the womb learning how to drive. You didn't come out the womb learning how to market. You didn't come out the womb learning how to do any of these things, but you learned the necessary skills to get you through life. You learn the necessary skills to get you to be able to be safe and have, right? You learned how to cook if you needed to. You learned how to drive if you needed to. You learned how to ask for a job or fill out a resume if no one ever showed you those things. You figured it out. Well, now as an adult that's trying to transition into this next phase of their career, there's probably some skills that you need that you don't have. Maybe it's because you don't like them. Maybe it's because you never felt like you needed to have them. Now you need to have them. Now it's the time to be intentional. Now it's the time to be intentional, to work on a key skill gap. Identify that weakness. Identify that area that could hold you back from making more money, from making a move in your career, and start to work on that 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, every single day, and watch how quickly you learn that skill and how you get ahead of other people. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we make money to the level of our skill set. We make money to the level of our skill set. If I have more skills than you, I will likely make more money than you. If you have more skills than me, you will likely make more money than me. It's that simple. People that don't have the skills don't make all the money. People that constantly improve their skills are constantly making more money. So that's what you got to do if you want to make some shifts towards the end of the year. All right. Number 4, find a mentor or become a mentor. But mentorship is important. If you want to make some shifts, you should find someone that is doing or has done the things that you want to do. By having a mentor, it accelerates your growth. It speeds up your learning curve because somebody that's already done it is teaching you how to do it. Someone that's already been down that path, that's forged that road through the cornfields, has created a path for you to come, and you don't have to worry as much about the same things that they did. Having a mentor gives you guidance. It gives you someone that can help you be accountable. It could be someone that just bounces ideas off. It could be someone that just sees your blind spots. We all have blind spots in your earning power, in your job, in your in your leadership ability. You have blind spots. So a mentor is someone that can see those blind spots and help you navigate them. But there's an important lesson here, that there's a mentor and mentee relationship. So you can find a mentor, but do you know how to be a good mentee? Do you know how to show up? Do you know how to add value? Do you know how to be coachable? Mentor would love to spend their time with you if you're coachable, if you're teachable, if you're someone that takes information and then moves on that information. That's who mentors like. That's the mentor-mentee relationship. But you got to find one. You got to find a mentor it'll help you accelerate your growth. It'll help you be accountable. You got to build more relationships with people that are further ahead than you. They can really give you insight. Mentorship happens on all levels, in all areas. Mentorship happens in all levels, in all areas. We have marriage mentors. You can have business mentors. You can have financial mentors. You can have mentors in any area of your life, any area. But you got to find one. That was the fourth thing. Let's find a mentor. Okay. Here's the last one. Define your life plan. Define your vision. Said another way. Define your career plan. Like clarity on what you're trying to do. Clarity on what is the goal here. Clarity on where am I going? What does the ideal life look like? When I say life plan, this is how I pose it to people. I pose this exact question. I say, hey, fast forward me out 10 years, however old you'll be in 10 years. Have that picture of somebody, of yourself in your mind 10 years from now. And if God gave you exactly what you wanted, everything in life, you had life exactly where you want it. You literally can just draw it down, write it down on a paper 10 years from now. This is what my life looks like. This would be my perfect ideal life. And God were to give that to you. What would that look like? How clear are you on that? That's how I pose the question. So I pose the question to you. You're listening here on LinkedIn. You're listening here on YouTube. I pose the question to you. Fast forward me out 10 years. However old you're going to be, you're going to end up somewhere, God willing, in 10 years. You're going to be some age, 10 years beyond where you are right now. You're going to have some life. What does that life look like? If you could draw it up exactly how you want it, God gave it to you exactly how you want it, not how you think it could happen, but like exactly what you would want 10 years from now. What does that life look like? The more clear you are with that answer, the more clear you can get with that answer, the more you're going to start to learn what you should be doing to get you there. Okay. And that's a big question. I know as you're listening, you might not know those things. You might not have ever thought about them, but I would challenge you to start thinking about them. If you could have life exactly where you want it, and I want you to stretch your vision. I want you to think about it in a bigger sense. Remember, listen to the words. I'm saying your life's vision. Not what do you want to do for work? That is a small part of our life's vision, what we choose to do for work. I know it's how they've programmed us as children. Well, what do you want to be? What do you want to go to school for? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? When you start to learn that life is not about what you want to do, it's about who you want to become, about the life you want to live, about the impact you want to make, about the person that you are. When you realize that's what life is about, then you start to act differently. You start to take different jobs. You start to take different career paths. You start to be discerning for the opportunities that come your way because you know the man or woman that you want to become. So as you want to transition into another career, into the next stage of your career, you want to make some moves. Start with, what do you want your life to look like? What's your level of peace look like? What do your relationships look like? What's your health look like? Where do you spend time? What do you see on a daily basis? Are you still in the city? Are you in the countryside? Do you have a lot of friends? Do you have no friends? Are you big with family? Are your kids important? Do you homeschool them? Do you drive them? Does your spouse work? Do you work? Do you stay at home? Sure, what house do you want to live in? But like, where does your time go? What causes are you impacting? What type of man or woman are you? How do people speak of you and your family? This is how you start to define your life plan. You start to figure out what you want your life to mean. In my vision, I talk a lot about the integrity I have, right? These are things that are important. These are things that are important. And so you can do the same thing. Start writing these things down and get clear on what your life plan is. Because what will happen is now, as you figure out, man, that's the life I want 10 years from now. I want to be able to have a yacht and see my family travel the world and do this and do that. Okay, got it. Will that job help you get there? If you just define your life plan, then you come back to, well, what do I have to do to get there? The question is, if my plan was to stay at a job for the next 10 years, will that get me to that person? If I stayed here, and if the answer is no, then be open to changing your mind and changing your route. Don't change your vision. Don't shrink your vision. Don't shrink the vision to be like, oh man, now I can't get this. Well, since I'm at this job, I guess I lower my vision. No. Keep the vision and figure out the ways to get there. This is how we start to define our life's plan. So I gave you 5 things today, y'all. 5 things today to help you start to shift. If you are wanting a shift in your career or a shift in what you're doing, there's some things you can start doing now to shift that. I gave you 5 things you can start doing today. Number 1, update your social profiles. Get on these platforms and update them about where you're going, about the man or woman you want to be. New pictures, new content, all the stuff. Update your social profiles. This is where people find you. People find people on social. If you meet someone, you find them on social afterwards a lot of times. Number 2, strengthen your network. Intentionally strengthen your network. Don't just have more friends for the sake of having more friends. Be intentional about the network you want to be around, the type of people, where they're going, where they are, how they think, what their environment is, all those things. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So choose your network carefully. Number 3, work on a skill gap. If you know you're not good in an area, but you know it's coming, AI, technology, all those things. If you know, like, man, I got to get on the ball. Get on the ball. 20 minutes a day. Get on YouTube, start to research, start to play around with the stuff. Pay $5, $10, do a trial app on this thing, or, one of those like free trials for one of those apps or something like that. Like, just play around with it, but work on a skills gap. Work on your gap. That's how you're going to keep making money. Okay. Number 4 was find a mentor. Find someone that's ahead of you that can help you down the path. You might even want to become a mentor and help some other people down the path if you think you're far along. But being able to help people down the path and having help down the path is important. It's important in your career. Your mentors are going to see blind spots. They're going to help you out. If you become a mentor and you start helping people through it, you're going to start saying things that you realize you understand and you might not be doing. The teacher always learns twice. So when you mentor someone, normally you start giving advice that you should be taking. You're like, yeah, that makes sense. I'm telling you to do that. I should do that. So that's why you either find a mentor or become a mentor. Lastly, you got to define your life's plan. Define your vision. 10 years from now, you're going to end up somewhere. What does that life look like? If you could draw it up perfectly and you got exactly what you wanted, not limiting, but abundant. What does that look like to you? And by the way, if your answer to that is, I just want to lay on a beach and do nothing, that's a trauma response. That's a trauma response to being in survival. The human spirit, the human body, right? We're not called to just be at a state of relaxation forever. So if that's what you think your life vision is, it's really just because you've been in survival mode too long, and your brain, right, your neurochemistry inside of your body is telling you that, like, we need to We need to be out of survival mode. Your body was not meant to be in survival mode for 20 years, 25 years, 15 years, 30 years. That's not what it's meant to do. So once you learn how to get it out of survival mode, then you can go get clear on what exactly you want, because it's not just laying on a beach. Sorry for all of you that thought that was what your 10-year vision was, because it's not. It's okay to vacation. It's okay to relax. It's okay to rejuvenate. But after you get out of survival, there's only so much of that you can do. Your body will tell you you need to do something different. It's just maybe you haven't experienced it yet. But that's why you're here watching the show. I'm so grateful for all of you that watch BizBuzz. I'm so grateful for all of you that send me messages or reach out or have a question. I'm more than happy to answer them. Again, stay tuned here on LinkedIn and YouTube. Every single Friday, we're diving in to some of these conversations around how to continue to earn more income, how to bring in more so that we can do more with it. That cash flow conversation is important. 3 things you got to learn how to do. You got to learn how to earn money, then learn how to save it, then learn how to invest it. If you don't know how to earn it, it's going to make it really difficult. And so we got to focus on earning more. And that's how we get to the life that we want. All right, y'all. So follow me on all the other platforms. Tap in with me here on LinkedIn and YouTube. Feel free to reach out, send me a DM, send me a message. I'm always around to answer your questions. But until next time, y'all,